我想大家描述下頭先咩事發生。頭先大家都知道，到最尾我哋傾到就係我哋今晚會傾呢個選個副校長嗰個決定。但係我自己當時係提議有個時間表。但係當我提出呢個時間表嘅時間，未經過校務委討論嘅時間咧，啲學生已經好啊。OK， 嗱，我想同大家分析下今晚嘅程序。我哋有好多議程要傾嘅今日，其中一樣嘢都係深圳醫院啦，大家都知我哋自己都傾一樣嘢。咁但係至到呢個程序係關於呢個副校長嘅問題咧，因為有5個校務委員會提議，我哋要重新傾。今晚傾呢個提名委員會嗰個文件，我哋經過一輪討論之後咧，大家覺得我哋上一次做咗決定，今日要係保存，但係我就話我哋有個方案可以向前行，我呢個方案好嘅，就係點都好啦，我哋有一個時間表，某個時間表之時咧，我哋一定要將個文件拎出嚟通過，或者拎出嚟傾啦，未必係通過嚇。咁喺嗰個時間好唔好彩咧？啲學生就入咗嚟我哋個會議室，咁喺咁嘅情形之下咧，我就為斬腰停咗個會。今晚個活動，我覺得我一路都係支持學生言論自由，佢表達自由嘅。但係我成日都話，作為一個學生，我哋係應該有一個理性嘅方法表達，喺度傾，而希望達到個結果。我哋每一次做嘢都係希望向前看。係嘛？有啲嘢達唔到嘅，向前看，我哋有冇辦法可以更加做得好啲，令到大家都可以接受咧？咁我今日就預提出咁嘢出嚟嚇。今晚呢件事件，我覺得好可惜，係唔應該喺香港大學發生咯。
會唔會有啲學生嘅行為啊？
Okay, I'm going to say a few words in English. You know, this is a regular council meeting with a lot of agenda. One of the agenda, of course, is that I am reporting views of alumni and students on what they think of our so-called deferment of the selection process of the Vice President, Academic Affairs and Resources. And 5 council members actually made a proposal that we should revisit that again. That was through discussion, and after a lot of discussion, council members came to a vote, and the vote was that we should stick on to the decision of the last time, which is to defer the discussion of the research committee's report until a new provost arrives. At that point, I made a suggestion because I believe that there has to be a way that we should move forward. And my suggestion then was that why don't we put a time frame of 1 or 2 months, so that we can move forward, be there a provost or be there no new provost. Now at that point, very unfortunately, a student came in and I had to adjourn the meeting. Now I think it is regrettable because I believe that we could have gone to a solution which could well be, maybe not the best solution, but some solution that can work for everybody. Now I believe, and I always believe, in students having a freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But I believe that to have something done, to have a result, we should do it in a more cordial and proper way of discussion. So I'm a bit sad that something like this happened to Hong Kong U tonight.
既然咧要等埋呢個首席副校，既然要等埋首席副校長咧，點解又會有一個建議係可以9月突然間就有一個時間表係即係？
因為好簡單嘅啫，假如我哋到8月尾都冇一個首席副校長被選，我哋係咪永遠拖咧？我哋覺得我哋唔應該永遠拖，就係咁解啦。咁
何來一開始有個等埋首席副校長嘅？
個理由就好簡單嘅，我呢個解咗好多次啦，因為校務委員會覺得呢個首席副校長其實呢個而家我哋傾呢個副校長其實係首席副校長幫個首席副校長講關於學術性嘅嘢，所以我哋覺得為尊重個首席副校長，我哋覺得佢應該俾少少意見咁簡單。而我哋亦都當時以為，亦都覺得係8月嗰陣時可能已經有個首席副校長個名提咗出嚟啦，所以我話等咗咁耐啦。點解唔可以等多一陣咧嚟做呢樣嘢咧？咁但係今晚我個決定就係話，假如我哋到8月都唔有個首席副校長個名提名到出嚟， 我哋係咪無限咁等咧？所有嘅行委都唔係有個意見係無限咁等嘅，係希望有決定，所以我就提出一個意見就係話，好啦，我哋點都好，我哋到一個時間表一定要拎出嚟傾啦，咁解。
I'd just like to say a few words if I can. A number of council members were still in the chamber. In fact, some still are,
yes.
and council chairman and myself just had a long opportunity for a discussion with the students, and we tried our best to answer their questions as honestly and as openly as we can. And like council chairman, I'm a big believer in the students having the opportunity to express themselves and to guarantee their freedom of speech. The students do have representation on the University Council. There's an undergraduate and a postgraduate member of University Council, so they have a conventional channel through which to express their views at the University Council. And one of the points I made to the students when we were talking just now is that I would like them to use those channels because I think that's a much more constructive way and a much more likely way of making progress. Unfortunately, as you've heard, when the students came into the chamber, that ends the meeting. And so it ends any discussion. So unfortunately, we didn't make any further progress. Whereas if we use the conventional channels, then we can make further progress. And the other thing I'd like to say is that my primary concern with the events of the latter part of the evening was about safety. It became very congested, very hot, a lot of people in a very small space. And there was a definite concern about safety, not just of the council members, but of the students and the press people and everybody. So a lot of people crammed into a small space is a dangerous recipe for someone to get hurt. Someone did get hurt. A member of council was injured. And then, as you know, I'm a medical doctor, and a number of medical doctors are in there. We're all of the view that he needed to be evacuated out of there because it was a very hot, tense situation. So an ambulance was called, and it took a long time to get him out of the chamber and into the ambulance. And I understand, although I don't know all the facts, but I understand the ambulance had difficulty getting away with him to take him away to hospital to be checked over. And the police were called to assist the ambulance in leaving. Again, we're checking the facts. My understanding is that the police were not called by Hong Kong U. The police were called by somebody who wanted to assist the ambulance getting away. And so any issues about why the police were called or how many police came or what they did when they got here, I'm afraid you can't ask Hong Kong U because we didn't call them and I don't know all the facts about exactly what happened. Obviously, we'll try and establish the facts as quickly as we can.
Will the student punished because they rush into the chamber?
So the students asked that question. In fact, the students asked would they be arrested by the police for coming into the Senate chamber. And my answer was, as far as I'm aware, it's not a criminal offence to come into the Senate chamber. So it's very unlikely I thought the police would be interested. I can't give any guarantees about what the consequences of tonight will be because I don't know all the facts. And again, a message that I've said to the students and to the public many times since I've been here was that I believe that adults should understand and accept the consequences of their actions. So if there were illegal acts carried out by anybody, student, staff or anybody else, then there may be consequences for that. And until we know the details, it's difficult to predict what those consequences could be. In terms of the students coming into the Senate chamber, I don't know in precise detail what rule that breaks, but I'm sure there's a rule that when a Senate meeting is, a council meeting is in progress, non-council members should not come in. So that rule was broken, but it's not a criminal offence.
You mentioned before that you want the appointment to be as soon as possible. So how do you see the voting tonight? The chairperson member?
So yes, I'm on record as saying that I want my team to be assembled as soon as possible. I'm very keen to get on with the job of running the university. I think we've got some great ideas about what the university needs to do, and we've already got some of the senior team members in place who are beginning to put those ideas into practice. There are more members coming soon. So yes, I would like the team to be in place as soon as possible, but I'm also conscious that we've got to get on with the job. We've got work to do, and we've all got many other issues to think about as well as the issue that's dominated this evening. So I am keen to get on with assembling the team. The decision that council made is a collective decision. I'm one member of council. I have to abide by the governance rules of the university. The governance rules are that the senior body of the university is the council and that their decisions are binding and that the senior management team abides by those decisions. And again, I've publicly said that I and the rest of the senior management team will abide by the council decisions.
Do you feel that you are suffering from political pressure?
The best way I can answer that is I spent the last 30 years of my career before I worked in Hong Kong U, working in the UK, in the National Health Service and the British university system. Both of those are publicly funded systems. Both of those are subject to political pressure. So I'm very accustomed to political pressure. So yes, I feel under pressure from all sorts of directions in this job. I feel under pressure from you. I feel under pressure from staff, students, politicians, alumni, everybody. That's my job. My job is to listen to people's opinions, and my job is then to do what I believe to be in the best interest of the university, and I will continue to do that.
So in the pressure from the government into the university,
disappointed
do you think that the academic freedom is being interfered?
Sorry, you have to ask one question at a time. So, one at a time, sorry.
The police did come into the campus. Do you think that the academic freedom is being interfered by maybe the government or the police? And how are you going to avoid tragedy like that happened 2 years ago when Li Ka-chang visited the university?
Yeah. The police coming to escort an ambulance off the premises of a university is not an infringement of academic freedom. And so if that was why they were called and that was why they came, as far as I'm concerned, that's perfectly reasonable. I don't know why they were called. I don't know what they did when they got here. I don't know the facts, so I'm not going to speculate beyond that. But if they came to escort an ambulance, that's nothing to do with academic freedom.
You say
Are
you
you
get
disappointed?
pressure from the public and from media. Do you have any pressure from the government officials?
I have pressure from everybody.
Are you disappointed with the council members' decision, like voting this result? And
Am I disappointed with it?
with the,
Again, I've said earlier on, I'm one member of council. I abide by the decisions of council. I respect the fact that there was a discussion and then there was a vote, and I have to abide by the result of the vote.
are you disappointed?
I'm abiding by the decision.